Aloha everyone and welcome to the official kickoff for the Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator Hackathon. An impressive number of over 3,000 participants enrolled for this hackathon, and I hope you're ready because today, 6th of December, we start an intensive 2-day hackathon challenge where you will design and build meaningful solutions that can innovate and transform healthcare in Hawaii. You can call me Jay, and today I'm going to be your host. And I'm here to tell you about the event schedule, about the challenge and judging criteria, as well as to give you the platform walkthrough. But before that, let me start with the warm welcome to those who are watching us right now. It's great to have you here. And a warm welcome to our today's amazing guests who will give you some background on the Hackathon Challenge and will inspire you to come up with the ideas that will make a true impact on Hawaii's healthcare. As I just mentioned, the Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator Hackathon will take 2 days, and the deadline for submissions is planned for 8th of December, 6 p.m. Hawaiian time, and before that time, all the deliverables should be submitted on our platform. During the stream, except for the introduction and platform walkthrough, our partners will share a few words from their side. We have here representatives from WebShield, NADPH, SafetyNet Connect, Milliman Med Insight, Icon, Ubix, Safe Health, Hawaii SHPDA, Compliant Minds, and University of Hawaii. And you'll get to know them better in just a second. Moreover, we have prepared 2 discussion panels for you. First one, AI, data, and privacy networks as tools to transform health. And second one, opportunities for improving health via the Hawaii Statewide Health Transformation Initiative right after the platform walkthrough. And let's not forget about the Q&A session that will take place on Discord 7th of December at 7 a.m. Hawaiian time. During this session, you will have a chance to consult the mentors, so don't waste the opportunity to ask questions and get feedback on your projects. Without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage our first guest, Jack Lewin, Administrator of State Health Planning and Development Agency and Senior Advisor of Governor Josh Green, to give the opening words for that exciting event.
Aloha. Hi, I'm Jack Lewin, a physician who has made my way around the health policy world, starting with U.S. Public Health Service, then Hawaii's Director of Health. I've been around a bit, but I'm full circle after some adventures in healthcare and health policy around the country, in San Francisco and Washington and New York City, back here in Hawaii. And there's a real good reason for that. Health system reform remains unfinished business for all of us in this country. We're still the only developed country that doesn't guarantee healthcare for everybody, that hasn't figured out how to provide that in a more efficient, effective, affordable way. But, states are where the creative action's happening now, and Hawaii is a place where there's a tradition of health system reform. Back in the day when when the plantations and sugar and pineapple were the biggest business here, Hawaii, because of its monarchs before it was a state, the Kingdom of Hawaii demanded that the agricultural workers have health care. And so the plantations built hospitals, hired doctors, and provided health care to immigrants coming into the state for the better part of late 1800s and all the way up into statehood in the mid 1950s. So that tradition was something, kind of an expectation people had about having healthcare as a right of employment and citizenship. Later, Hawaii passed the Hawaii Prepaid Healthcare Act, which is an employer mandate that requires that for all employees, workers in any company, even if you have one employee, a nanny or a gardener, and that person works 19 hours a week or more, you and that person have to work together to find health insurance. It's law. And treble damages if you don't provide this, and really kind of an amazing requirement that we are still the only state in the country that can boast we have. Prepaid Healthcare Act started, it was passed into law by the legislature in 1974. The Supreme Court said it violated ERISA after it was challenged by the chamber and many employers. It went all the way through the system and it was declared null and void. But in the 1980s, we got an exemption from ERISA, and we implemented that law so that really most people, all workers and their families, have health coverage here. We went beyond that. We actually started covering the uninsured in the 1990s, and we found ways to get those people covered. So we were the first state to really get to universality. But we're still now looking today at affordability, at making quality and outcomes better across and everybody needs to work on this in the United States. In fact, everywhere in the developed and the rest of the world. So here's the vision. The governor is a friend and he's a kindred spirit. He's a physician like me. He got me back here. It wasn't really hard. Still had our home here. But the idea was to have Hawaii be the first place that says we are just put everybody's in, and we've designed a system that will deliver high quality, affordable, equitable health care for all. And we'll do that using new technologies, new ideas, and we're going to leap forward instead of slipping back into the old models and patterns. So, most of what we're trying to do is going to be really dependent on data and information and new tools and, things like remote patient monitoring, but much more than that, really using information systems to find our way and to see how we're doing. That's what this hackathon is about. That's what Lokahi is about for us. And it's really exciting to have so many people from so many parts of the world working on helping us bring together through multiple sources of data and AI a means of actually, looking at a number of use cases and creating some real innovation that can be applied in this state. We're only 1.4 million people, and everybody kind of knows everybody. So we can get things done here in ways that other states can't. And that can be sort of a message for the federal government that there is a way for us to deal with this unfinished business. So the Lokahi Hackathon is really going to be a great, enlightening adventure for us all. Thank you for participating. And let's get back together afterwards and think about what we learned and what's next. But meanwhile, we are just so grateful that you're part of this. So mahalo for that. And let's make it really a terrific experience for everybody. Aloha.
Thank you very much. Our next guest is Dean Sam Showmaker, Dean of University of Hawaii's John A. Burns School of Medicine, who will share some light on the current challenges that healthcare in Hawaii face and how you could help by joining this hackathon. Mr. Showmaker, welcome. The stage is yours.
Aloha and mele kalikimaka. My name is Sam Shoemaker, Dean of the University of Hawaii's John A. Burns School of Medicine. I want to welcome everyone to the 2024 Lokahi Innovation and Healthcare Hackathon. As you embark on this transformative healthcare technology challenge, you're doing it in the background of a state that is experiencing a serious physician shortage. Hawaii needs another 750 physicians, and the need is more pronounced on our neighbor islands. This is why I commend you for leveraging your skills in technology to address these challenges. When we think about the neighbor islands, there's often a logistical challenge that needs to be hurdled. We did this during COVID, and it worked. Telehealth was a proven success. And we, as a school, are looking at ways we can leverage AI and machine learning in ways to personalize medicine. Now, as we explore these new frontiers, there will be other challenges. Security around personal data and medical records that could compromise financial data are of concern. And that's why hackathon events are important, so we can continue to learn how to manage this new technology best. More than 2,500 of you are here and ready to participate. And it just shows that as this type of technology grows, so does the opportunity for equality in tech. It can reach people of all backgrounds, from rural areas to urban areas and everywhere in between. Bringing equality into tech is important. We need to see what's working as we reimagine our delivery to address disparities and inequities in healthcare. As this hackathon starts, we wish you the best. This is an exciting time, and JABSUM is proud to use this as another way to engage as we look to transform healthcare right here at home in Hawaii.
Thank you so much. Now it's time for our LabLab AI representative. Simon Olson, co-founder of New Native, will tell you more about who we are and will introduce our initiatives. Hi Simon, please do the honors.
Welcome everybody to our next event. We have a great lineup. We are running a bespoke targeted healthcare event for the very first time, which is super exciting for us. I've seen that we've got something like 3,000, almost 300 people signed up for this. And we're very excited to see where you will come together to build this time around. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our sponsors. We have Milliman, we have WebShield, we have Icon, all big players in the industry, and we're working with some NGOs and interested organizations such as Safety Net Connect, as well as NADPH and Safe Health. Amongst others as well. And we're very excited that this is set in Hawaii, of all places, and that we have the opportunity to work with the state of Hawaii to run this event together. So I'm super excited about that. Healthcare is something close to my heart, and I'm very excited to see what you guys will build. So first up, just a couple of words about the event. Got some prizes for its winners that will come out of this event on top. We have $3,000 in cash for the winner, number one, and then $1,500 for second place and $500 for the third place. And on top of that, we're also, as always, fishing for some of the better projects to join us in our acceleration process that we also offer. So very excited to see what you guys build, and I'm gonna say a couple of words about what we do here at LabLab as well. So at LabLab, we are trying to get more people to get together and to build with AI to solve real world challenges together with other people. And we've quickly been growing now for the last almost 2 years to a pretty decent size. So hopefully we soon hit around 200,000 engineers in our community. Which is fantastic, and we couldn't be more proud than to go out strong for this year as well with this event, and hopefully see some amazing products being built here. So with that, we're trying to distribute, we're trying to inspire, we're trying to support people all around the world with AI technologies, and especially happy to be able to do that with the partners here today and with you guys. So I wish you the best of luck, and back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Simon. Now I would like to welcome our next guest. Can I get a round of virtual applause to Jonathan, the CEO of WebShield?
Hi there. My name is Jonathan Hare, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of WebShield. What I'm going to do is give you an overview of the sponsors for today's Lokahi Innovation and Healthcare Hackathon, and also tell you about the Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator. Today's hackathon is really just the first of an ongoing series of innovation events and hackathons and innovation challenges and collaborations. And our mission is to use AI to fix healthcare on a global scale. So we're really excited to be doing this with Hawaii. Jack Lewin, a good old friend for a long time. They have an amazing, he and the governor and this legislature are pioneering this new statewide healthcare innovation transformation initiative. They have sponsorship from CMS, a 10-year pre-funded, very large grant from CMS to incubate new, sort of value-based reimbursement models and care delivery models to make healthcare work better on a national scale. And the reason it's so exciting is it's sort of the perfect incubation environment. They have a critical mass of ecosystem participation, regulatory authority, data, everything else you needed to innovate and do new smarter things in healthcare. And also, but the challenge in applying AI in healthcare is it's really difficult. Healthcare involves really complex, long-running cross-organizational processes. You need highly sensitive, regulated, personal, privacy-sensitive data. You have to fit into the existing healthcare ecosystem, which, let's face it, is pretty much completely broken. You have to deal with whichever payers or insurers involved, whichever systems your doctors are using. It's not enough to just have a great AI tool to find like the perfect drug cocktail for whatever disease you might have or condition you might have. You have to like, how do you get it prescribed? How do you get it through the prior authorization process? How do you deal with the patient safety and public health reporting requirements? So healthcare is just harder than pretty much any other domain. So what we've done is pulled in a bunch of ecosystem partners that collectively have, connect all the ecosystem stakeholders, the payers, providers, the pharma, the labs, everybody you need. They have access to the data. They have solutions that not only, they're working deployed. And what we're doing is working through this process of why connecting them all into this sort of patient-centered new ecosystem that connects all these existing systems without changing them, but adding a new layer of additional privacy, security, cybersecurity, regulatory compliance on top through personal and enterprise privacy networks. These are enabled by some innovations that we've developed over the years, Web Shield, quantum privacy, proof trust, unified trust model that allows you to basically take these existing systems, connect them into person-centered networks that can do any computation or policy enforcement without revealing any information, any person or organization or system. There are no trusted insiders. You don't need to trust anybody else to control your data or define what your policies are. You can make your own decisions. And it just makes it simple to connect existing systems and innovate. What we're doing is with New Native, taking their vast ecosystem, their 200,000 AI builders, connecting all AI systems, connecting to the healthcare data ecosystem and different applications, and making it just really easy to innovate. And then once you come up with some AI solution, you can work with our launch partners to combine it with other existing systems or capabilities, deliver it at scale to patients, clinicians, caregivers, researchers on a global scale, and then potentially get a share of the value derived from whatever your AI service. You get to name the terms, you can work with other people, and then have it actually delivered in the real world. So super exciting. What we're going to do next is give you a series of videos from each of these vendors describing their capabilities, their customers, their install bases, what they bring to the table. And then we'll take it to the hack. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. And before we get to the introduction of the rest of our sponsors, I would like to invite you for the first discussion panel, AI, Data and Privacy Networks as Tools to Transform Health.
Hi, Matthew Holt. I am the founder of the Healthcare blog and these days also the executive director of the EP3 Foundation, which I'll talk a little bit about in a second, just a very little bit. And this session is about enabling AI for personalized health. And I've got with me a group of the tech leaders and sponsors of the whole Hawaii Healthcare Transformation Showcase that we're all taking part in to explain what that problem is all about and some of the solutions that we're offering to you. So just really quickly, worth recalling that here we are at the Lokahi, I hope I pronounced it right, Healthcare Accelerator, which is this innovation healthcare hackathon. And there are a group of organizations that have come together, kind of with the EP3 Foundation being the neutral nonprofit, somewhere in the middle of all this. But here are some of the organizations: MedMilliman, MedInsight, WebShield, Icon, Ubic, SafetyNet Connect, SafeHealth, NADPH, Compliant Minds, and of course the Hawaii SHPDA, who are all working together on this topic. So we will dive in. Who do I have with me here today? Well, I have Vandana Bhardwaj. She is from Millman. Rich Muth and Jonathan Hare, who are both from WebShield, and Ankit Shah, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of New Native, which is also has one of its brands, LabA, which is actually organizing and running the hackathon today. So hello, everyone. Just real quick, let's go around the three organizations and give it just a very brief introduction to your to yourselves and to the reason why you are here. Some of the people watching this will already have seen a brief introduction to your organizations, but some of them might not have done. So just give us 30 seconds on yourself and roughly why why the organization is involved. Vandana, why don't I start with you?
Okay, hi, I'm Vandana Bhardwaj. I'm a principal and senior vice president of strategic innovation at Milliman MedInsight. MedInsight is Milliman's healthcare analytics platform that empowers actionable insights across the healthcare ecosystem derived from various data like integrated claims, clinical data, and other non-traditional health data. And very quickly, why are we sponsoring? We are incredibly excited to sponsor this hackathon and provide de-identified data that reflects the real world for the participants to model and derive reasonable results. And we're doing it because innovation is key to us. It's something that's woven into how we build products and solutions, and innovation knows no boundaries. And we're expecting good solutions and innovation which addresses pressing healthcare challenges. So it deserves an opportunity to be explored. So we're here to provide our expertise and support to ensure those ideas take shape and create real world impact.
Great, and obviously goes without saying, Millman is a key contractor in the whole of the Hawaii effort to create an integrated data set of all healthcare activity in Hawaii and beyond. And Millman controls or has access to gazillions of records of data from all over the world and almost everyone in the US. So for your actuarial, but also for a bunch of other stuff that we won't go into now. All right, fantastic. Jonathan, really quick, what does WebShield do, and why are you here, and what have you done that's instrumental in this effort?
So WebShield is a software company. We've invented some sort of breakthrough innovation to enable person-centered personal privacy networks and enterprise privacy networks. That's quantum privacy, proof of trust, unified trust model. We have a whole broad ecosystem of partners, including all the participants, all the sponsors of this event. That's New Native and all the rest. And healthcare is like a uniquely challenging domain for AI. You need to deal with patients, whoever their personal networks of clinicians and caregivers are, which change depending on the disease you have. Episodes can last for years. You have to deal with payments, coordination of care. There are clinical research that you often get involved in or rely on their outputs. And you have to deal with public health and patient safety. Right now, these are all different data and vendor ecosystems that can barely share data among themselves, let alone cross domains. So it's a mess. It's also uniquely challenging from a privacy, data governance, and regulatory compliance channel. Therefore, it's a perfect showcase to enable what we're doing globally. So that's why we're here.
Fantastic. And obviously you and I and Rich have been working on this for many years behind the scenes. So good to see it coming. The relationship with New Native is a little bit newer, and New Native is a little bit newer, but Ankit, you guys have made incredible progress across the whole domain of AI, and you yourself are a healthcare guy. So to introduce yourself briefly and explain what New Native is doing and what you're working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to be a part of this. So my name is Ankit Shah. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for New Native. And what we do is a little bit unique. AI is kind of the common buzzword. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody's talking about what tools they use or how they deliver it. But we're doing something a little bit different. We're here on a mission to provide equal opportunity for people to access those AI tools, those AI infrastructures, everything on the cutting edge. We are trying to bring to, basically, we're trying to democratize it and bring it to everyone. It's crucial for us that access to all these technologies are decentralized. There's open access for even the most advanced AI systems for not only enterprises, not only organizations, but also for individuals. Anybody who wants to use the best and most cutting edge technology that exists today. And we firmly believe that the speed of innovation of technology will open up a new era for abundant opportunities. Everybody can play in this new playground. And New Native's responsibility is to make sure that these opportunities are made available to as wide a group of people as possible and used to solve all the big problems that we're going to be facing, exactly like what we're doing for this event in Hawaii.
And briefly, what kind of tools and services, I mean, other than doing the convening and managing the hackathon, what kinds of tools and services and for that matter opportunities does New Native provide or LabLab provide to people taking part?
Absolutely. We built a tool called LabLab, and LabLab is basically an entry point for people to start doing the most basic of things, such as learning how to use AI, learning which technologies are accessible. We've partnered with Facebook, Meta, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, et cetera. Every single major provider for AI services that exists today works alongside us, and we basically provide introductions to their technology and how to leverage and utilize them, and even give access to those technologies directly from our platform. So we're really excited to bring those technologies to work here.
And then finally, for this, the sort of the general approach to this domain of healthcare and this and this particular hackathon and the transformation project that's going on, how do you think about what we're doing? I mean, how you described it before we got on camera. How do you think about what this group is doing as a whole, sort of simple, high level?
Yeah, I mean, keep this as simple and high level as possible. When we think about healthcare today, and I'm a healthcare guy, I have an extensive background working in healthcare and specifically in healthcare AI. I've run into the same problems over and over again, which is the incentives are wrong. What we understand is that everybody is in healthcare for a different reason. Either they're providing services, they're looking for patients, they're looking for customers, et cetera. And thus it becomes about what that organization does. What the hypothesis here is with AI, this is the first time we can truly get to something we've talked about for decades at this point, which is personalized medicine. We can build tools, software, even a healthcare best friend for you that can follow alongside and collect all of your healthcare data in one place. So instead of this wide ecosystem where you're hunting and gathering for outcomes for yourself, you now become the centerpiece. And what technology can we use to make that real? I think that's what we're going to find out here with the data being provided and the partners that we have.
Brilliant. So let's dive into that a little bit. Jonathan, you some of the stuff that you talked about in your intro, which is quantum privacy and all the rest of this is a little more complex. So give us a couple of moments. You pulled it up here. Give us a couple of moments about what are the challenges here, and then what is WebShield built to help with that.
Absolutely. And so one of the reasons we're excited about this is healthcare, as Ankit was just saying, is uniquely challenging, right? And it's not just the data or the AI, it's actually kind of the easy part. It's like, how do you support long-running cross-organizational processes where a patient might talk with many different providers to get a new one, depending on their diagnosis? It relies on highly regulated proprietary personal data, which is very, very difficult to share, and where the benefits and the value might be measurable years later with all these conflicts of interest and whatnot. So it's a bit of a mess. So first of all, it's like, what are the underlying challenges that you have to deal with, right? So one is, how are you able to access, connect, and trust all this data, this regulated proprietary personal data needed to train and operate these AI models for diverse populations at scale? How do you deal with all the different privacy, regulatory, compliance, security, compliance, and then now these AI ethical standards for safety, for effectiveness, for fairness across organizations at scale? How do you get all the resources necessary to enable this? It's not cheap. You need data, you need a bunch of content, which is proprietary. There's all sorts of different types of infrastructure. You have to engage all sorts of people that right now rely primarily on faxes and very legacy technology. How do you get access to all these things to develop and then operate these personalized health AI services? Then how do you distribute, personalize, and sell these personalized AI services if they rely on highly privacy-sensitive, regulated personal data? And then finally, you have a bunch of different people, organizations, systems involved. How do you keep track of who contributed what the outcomes were, and then share the value created from these AI services among all these participants, right? And again, do that efficiently. So that's the challenge.
I'll give you that. That sounds like a very messy problem. Okay, what did you Rich come up with?
So a couple things. So first of all, we have the breakthrough innovation, but also the ecosystem of participants that already do this at scale. So if you look at the Icons of the world, the Millims of the world, people that have the data, the customers, the analytics, you can't do this just a standalone service. You have to be working with them and sort of incubate an ecosystem work at scale, right? So what we bring to the table is, and this is, by the way, we've heard back from the patent and trade, the patent examiner. We are going to get the most sweeping patents you've seen in a very long time for all this stuff. It's taken a very, very long time to get here and sort of reduce it to practice. But what we have is quantum privacy, proof of trust, unified trust model. And what those enable is allow you to take proprietary, regulated, and personal resources. By the way, resources, not just data. It's the right to rely on the output of algorithm, the right to display a brand so somebody trusts you, the right to send a message from a doctor to their patients so they click on an opt-in. All those in our world are resources, contracts are resources, everything for resources. How do you connect them, reprocess and reuse them, do that across systems, organizations, geographies, yet at the same time strictly enforce all the policies, the privacy, regulatory, compliance, and commercial rights of all these participating individuals and organizations, which, by the way, often don't know each other, don't agree on anything, don't trust each other, might be in different geographies, therefore subject to different regulations. How do you do that? So one thing we enable is easy access authorization. So that creates a global person-centered authorization network, allows people to get access through a personal privacy network, can do many-factor identity and attribute verification, verify your accounts and records, your relationships with your clinicians, family members, whoever, provides end-to-end quantum-safe encryption, end-to-end personal consent, not consent from some enterprise or some hyperscaler, but like consent to use through your own personal network, and that ensures regulatory compliance across all these different systems and organizations. One of the things necessary to enable that is what we call quantum privacy. So that enables decentralized computation, policy enforcement, records and account discovery with no privileged insiders. So there's nobody you need to trust with the keys to your data or set your policies. Each person, each organization can stay in control. It can do computation without revealing information. Any person, any system, any organization, information is only revealed on a need-to-know basis after proof of trust has been verified. What is proof of trust, you might ask? Well, that allows all the different, whoever the online users are, the clinician, the patient, the caregiver, whichever regulators might have jurisdiction, whoever their subject of the records are, whatever enterprises contribute resources or have something to do with this, they can each independently specify their trust criteria. Trust criteria, things like authorized purpose use, authorized recipients, commercial terms. You can use my data or my content, but if values are created, here's my share. Those are enforced everywhere across all the enterprise and personal privacy networks. And they're also automatically inherited and verifiably enforced on anything derived from that resource. Derived from your data, your algorithm, your compute, whatever else it is. And then that does indefinitely through time. So if 100 years from now, we're all dead, HIPAA ain't law, if there's one record that had to be HIPAA compliant, our network will enforce the heck out of HIPAA. And so you just never have to talk to a lawyer to figure out if it's okay, right? Now to do that, you require what we call a unified trust model. So that enables decentralized governance. We don't assume people agree on each other, trust anything, or things will static. So it's like, how do you do governance of trust on a global scale without assuming consistency, without assuming not just mutual trust, but even awareness? You don't need to know whoever else is involved for every aspect that needs to be trusted for this to work. That includes identity of people, of documents, of organizations, of policies, security, privacy. Privacy means different things to different people in different countries. Regulatory compliance, data quality. How do I trust this data? Where did it come from? How was it, semantic interoperability? Does it compute correctly with me? Commercial terms. If you were to not have global trust across all these things, how do you share and reuse resources at scale? So that's what we've enabled.
Okay, so let's I see you're onto some of the pieces here about how to actually, how this actually works in practice, and perhaps we can dig into that at a later stage. But let's quickly head back to Vandana and to Ankit about this. So Vandana, when you think about providing data and people building tools on data for Millman, what kind of opportunities do you think that something like the Web Shield easy access approach and or the use of AI from the tools that Ankit's been talking about, what kind of opportunity, problems do you see with currently using the data that Millman has, and what kind of opportunities do you see coming out of it for these types of tools from these and other partners in the group? Can you unmute?
Yeah. No, good question. And it's a lot. So, well, our strength is integrating disparate data, diverse data sets. And I think we're looking at multimodal AI systems in future, which bring together diverse data sets. And this work, and if I talk about what Jonathan just talked about, the Web Shield, so it allows us to explore these secure frameworks for data exchange that align with privacy standards or global privacy standards and while fostering innovation. And I think one of the things I'm looking at is the interoperability. It has to eventually transcend just the technical integration and evolve towards shared standards for semantic meaning, for privacy preserving AI frameworks, and the establishment of privacy protocols. So I think with the data that we have with the privacy network and the platform, the AI platform, it helps building these integrated solutions, because I feel like eventually, futuristically speaking, dynamic agentic privacy networks with self-enforcing smart contracts and blockchains for data governance is the way to go. With the platforms, with the AI platform, we enable federated learning. And so there's data is always at the base of it. So to have a more integrated and intelligent systems across the healthcare ecosystems, I think all these pieces fit in together very well. And that's what I'd really like to see. How do we integrate through all these different layers?
Ankit, thanks for that. Ankit, from the new native perspective, obviously, I'm sure there are other industries where you guys have worked on both data sets and bringing applications together. What do you foresee as being, obviously there are a ton of problems with healthcare data and getting the personalized health, as you mentioned. What do you see as the sort of combination between the problem, the platform, and the potential solutions here?
Yeah, I think what Vandana said is kind of key to this entire endeavor, specifically in healthcare. But maybe I'll kind of abstract up a little bit. We as people in a society have to follow a bunch of rules, right? We live not as unadulterated savages, at least most of us, but some
Not
of us
sure about that, but we'll go on.
exactly. So these rules that we follow kind of dictate the actions that we could take and the things that we see on a day-to-day basis, right? Healthcare is particularly tricky, and we found that in other regulated industries too, like finance, for example. There's just a bunch of laws, there's just a bunch of rules, and for us to do anything in these spaces, we have to follow them. And if we don't follow them, then we're, going against the law, and there's consequences, just as there would be for any of us. So when we think about AI, let's take those two letters specifically, artificial intelligence. That's assuming that these are essentially fake people, right? Let's just say from an agentic point of view, we're looking at a new intelligence and we're saying, you have to follow the same rules that we do, except, hey, look, you might have access to better data. You might be smarter than us. You might be able to comprehend and compute things that we ourselves could not unless we put in a lot of hard work till we put some elbow grease in, etc. And that's really where I think we're going. We're finding ways to create tools or agents that go through these massive data sets that are being put together, that are presented to us. They necessarily don't even have to be structured anymore. They don't necessarily even have to come from one singular source. They can come from everywhere, and they can work together cohesively to just build an adjunct to us, an extension of us that actually helps us manage our health. And that's really what we're going for here.
Well said. I like the abstracting up, and there's lots to be done, and obviously lots of regulated industries have this issue, healthcare particularly, much of it. Rich, we've been kept you quiet so far, but you've been building tools in healthcare and outside in tech for a long time. What are the things that we can that enable this kind of new approach that you've been building at WebShield, and what do you foresee as being the next sort of steps in building out these privacy tools?
Good question. So, we've been focused on, building this network of networks. We're recombining existing data, services, information, who your doctor is, all that kind of stuff, right? And pulling those together in a way where there is trusted provenance associated with that stuff, right? How do you really know these two records are for Richard Muth, right? Great, we call this. So, we've been focused on that, right? And then if you start looking at how people have been playing around with trying to do personalized AI, right? You can see how you can take those data sets, obviously, convert them into, use the RAG design pattern to provide data sets where you can augment prompts on personalized AI running inside your personalized network, and also build tools, right? Tools to reach out to your doctor, tools to reach out to all these different things which are personal to you, right? And plug those into some of the frameworks like LangChain, right? So now you can start building very interesting agentic tools, which are both querying for your latest health data and being able to reach out to people in your health network. And all of that is being under your control, right? We swap from an enterprise centric to a person centric. So what we've been working on is like, okay, we've got this infrastructure. Let's start understanding how we can plug this infrastructure into existing frameworks like LangChain so people can easily use these tools.
Yeah, I think what you said there about going from enterprise centric to personalized centric is super important from healthcare, and has been kind of the dream, or people have been talking about this for a long time, but there've been so many roadblocks in the way, and hopefully this project can be the first sort of, I don't know, mallet breaking through the wall or whatever the analogy. I sort of think about the Berlin Wall yesterday and how it finally got toppled over by people breaking through it. And maybe there's something like that going on. All right, we only have a couple of minutes left, so let's just do a quick lightning round from the three organizations to figure out what are you expecting and hoping to get out of this hackathon, and and kind of what do we think happens next as this partnership really it's starting now, and it's going to be developing over the months and years to come. So why don't I start with you, Jonathan, and then we'll go to Vandana and Ankit.
Mute.
You're on mute, Jonathan. Can you unmute?
Yes, sorry. So what we're expecting is out of the, 3,500 AI builders that have been gathered, probably get 100 AI applications, sort of prototypes, but then that will allow us to work with all of our sponsor partners that actually live and have access data, have the clients, actually have the systems doing prior auths and e-consults and all the rest of it, to work together to commercialize those and make something that can work at scale over the next 3 to 5 months. This is not just about doing a hackathon, but it's about there's a revolution coming. And by the way, people have tried to do AI in healthcare in the past, and they've done, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, everybody's tried it. They've kind of all done face plants when you run into these privacy dilemmas. Like Google had this amazing thing, it's called Care Studio, brilliant tech. And all the thanks they got was a class action lawsuit about privacy. So unless you solve those privacy and data governance issues, it's just not going to work well in the current healthcare system. We're going to solve that problem.
All right, Vandana, what do you think of the the output, and why? Tell me more about why you think a large organization like Millman is trying something so quote unquote, so
I
experimental.
mean, first of all, I lead innovation, so it's my
Sorry, they have to. You're doing
yeah.
this just to make it sure that when you do your performance evaluation, you can say, "Oh, I did my job." I'm kidding you.
I love this, and I think adding on to Jonathan, I mean, he's already summed it up nicely. But I'm looking at some really, innovative and creative ideas and transformative ideas. So sometimes what happens is in our job or with what we do, you you're looking at a limited thing out of the various other use cases or things that you can do. You just focus on the most which is relevant to the business. And I think for me, I'm just looking for something that has not been thought of, something very creative. And I think that would be really helpful. Whether that can be commercialized, productionalized immediately or later is another thing. And then the other most important thing is, we kind of know how these pieces fit together technically, but then there's also this thing we have to be very mindful. AI is a very powerful tool, but it can be dangerous. So in terms of security, transparency, accountability, security, all of that, the ethics part of it, how do we, weave that into the frameworks that we build. So so that's what I'm expecting, is to see something like really new, something that we haven't thought of, and maybe the next big unicorn. Who knows?
Very exciting. And finally, Ankit, you've been relatively new to New Native. You have a healthcare background. New Native hasn't done a ton in healthcare before this. What are your expectations for New Native and its role of shepherding in UI projects and technologies in the healthcare? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, look, I am most excited about enabling people. I'm most excited about empowering people. For the first time, I think we're going to move away from a model that is primarily around organizations and enterprises working with people's healthcare data as opposed to the people themselves working with their own data. So I'm just excited to provide a platform here where hopefully we see dozens, hundreds, hopefully eventually thousands of approaches to healthcare that are fundamentally patient-centric, people-centric, that really put the human being at the center of the healthcare experience. And if we can be a small part of making that happen, I'm excited.
Fantastic stuff. All right. Well, that was a quick introduction to some of the issues and the problems about what you might call enabling AI for personalized health. You heard from Vandana Bardwaj, sorry, I keep on murdering your name, Vandana, at Millman, Rich Muth and Jonathan Hare from WebShield, Ankit Shah from New Native. Obviously, good luck to those of you who are taking part in the hackathon. I hope you have an interesting time using these AI tools. There is a lot more to come in the future regarding other different types of tools, other data sets. This is really a first sort of toe in the water, as it were. This is almost like the paddling pool before we get you into start throwing you in the deep end. Watch out for lots more information to come over the weeks and months ahead. And we'll be hoping that we really make a quote unquote big splash in the surfing, swimming pool, diving pool metaphor that I've now murdered to death. There's Matthew Holt from the EP3 Foundation saying, hope you have a great time this weekend. Hope you build well and look forward to staying in touch with all of you as this endeavor progresses. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. That was incredibly insightful, and I'm confident that our participant will take plenty of inspiration in the topics that were covered during this discussion panel. And moving on, I will now introduce you to the rest of our sponsors who are taking part in the Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator Hackathon. The first video we'll play is the video prepared by SafetyNet Connect, who provides virtual care solutions that improve access, health outcomes, enhance provider collaboration, reduce cost, and promote health equity nationwide.
Aloha! SafetyNet Connect is making waves in healthcare access, bringing specialty care right to where it's needed most through their innovative e-consult platform called Converge. Converge has helped over 10 million folks on Medicaid who often struggle to see specialists, completing more than 2 million e-consults along the way. The platform's success with major Medicaid systems shows it is really delivering for our communities who need it most. Converge is really making things happen in healthcare equity and access. They've got their platform working with all kinds of partners, from Kaiser to LA Care, reaching millions of patients and thousands of organizations. With coverage across multiple states, they're connecting folks to care in all kinds of settings: public health, prisons, community clinics, you name it. E-consults are making healthcare work better for everyone. The system helps get patients to the right care faster by improving how teams communicate. By cutting down on unnecessary visits while making sure urgent cases get quick attention, practices are seeing real results in efficiency. The whole care team gets involved earlier in helping patients, which means better diagnoses and treatment plans. Getting started with e-consults is a breeze. Just a few trial runs and you're good to go. Providers are loving how it helps track referrals and keeps patients from falling through the cracks. Plus, when patients come in, docs already know their story, which makes for much better visits. It's really making a difference in patient care. The best part about e-consults: seeing patients bounce back healthier and more active when they visit their primary care docs. It's super rewarding for providers to watch their patients thrive and see real improvements in their lives. SafetyNet Connect Converge transforms patient care by dramatically cutting specialty wait times, reducing travel burdens, and ensuring care happens in culturally attuned medical homes. Primary care providers are more empowered, care coordination is more transparent, and specialists start fully informed. The result: better healthcare delivery with fewer barriers, a system that truly works for both providers and patients. Converge also optimizes care delivery for both primary care and specialty providers. Primary care physicians gain rapid specialty access, enhanced clinical capabilities, and better tools for managing complex patients within their medical home. Specialists can extend their expertise more efficiently, seeing better prepared patients while providing valuable guidance to PCPs. This collaboration creates a more connected, efficient healthcare system that serves providers' needs while improving patient outcomes. The impact that Converge enables shows up in three key areas. First, the platform dramatically reduces unnecessary in-person specialist visits while slashing wait times from months to days, delivering significant financial returns. In the community, this means fewer emergency room visits and hospital stays, with documented reductions in utilization across major health systems. Plus, the platform is driving innovation in healthcare delivery across hundreds of sites, making care more accessible and equitable for entire populations. That's real impact at scale.
The next video will introduce you to the Milliman Med Insight, leader in healthcare data analysis and who delivers actionable insights and innovative solutions to help organizations navigate complex healthcare challenges, advance value-based care, and enable AI. First, we'll play the video, and then our guest Vandana Bradvash, Principal and Senior Vice President of Strategic Innovation, will add few words from her side.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to speak to a talented group of AI professionals from across the globe. I'm Vandana Bhardwaj, Principal and Senior Vice President of Strategic Innovation at Milliman Med Insight. Milliman is a global leader in risk management, dedicated to delivering solutions that improve health, financial security, and risk management globally. Milliman Med Insight is a leader in healthcare analytics and data-driven solutions across the healthcare ecosystem to solve complex challenges. Our mission is simple but impactful: to enable organizations to transform healthcare through the power of data. By aggregating, integrating, analyzing, and managing vast healthcare datasets, MedInsight delivers actionable analytics that bridge financial and clinical perspectives. Our solutions support payers, providers, employer groups, and policymakers in addressing challenges like interoperability and advancing value-based care. MedInsight's focus on innovation ensures that its tools, ranging from benchmarks to predictive risk models to our clinical analytical tools, translate data into meaningful outcomes, driving measurable improvements in patient care, in operational efficiency, and cost management. For us, data isn't just numbers, it's a catalyst for improving patient outcomes and reducing costs and transforming lives. We're strategically and selectively embedding AI capabilities to address real world healthcare challenges and scale as needed. Whether through machine learning models, Gen AI, LLMs, or agentic models, our focus is on integrating these technologies into our platform where it makes the most impact, be it for data management and integration, advanced analytics for predictive insights, NLP for unstructured healthcare data, and using agentic models for automation of workflows and processes. We're excited to co-sponsor this AI hackathon. Why are we doing it? Because innovation is key to us. It's woven into everything we do. Innovation is boundaryless. And some of the most groundbreaking ideas come from such collaborative events. We believe that innovation from anywhere in the world, when addressing important and significant healthcare challenges, deserves support. We're committed to providing our expertise and support and resources to ensure these ideas create real-world impact. I'm looking forward to all the transformative innovations. Thank you, good luck, and let the games begin.
The next video you're about to watch is the introduction to ICON, a global provider of clinical research and healthcare intelligence, helping pharma, biotech, and medical device companies accelerate drug development and innovation.
As clinical research becomes more complex, ICON is here to streamline your path to market. With thousands of dedicated employees worldwide, ICON is fully committed to advancing your clinical development program. We specialize in clinical research and commercialization, bringing global expertise and integrated solutions that drive better outcomes. Powered by healthcare intelligence, our unique blend of experience, best practices, technology and data, we guide you through every phase of clinical research. Our blended solutions, from functional to full service, are tailored to your specific needs through a seamless delivery model. We have strong partnerships with leading pharmaceutical and biotech companies, helping them achieve their goals. ICON delivers connected patient journeys across diverse populations. Our site networks, Phase 1 research units, patient and healthy volunteer recruitment expertise, in-home solutions, site resourcing, and AI technology bring access to millions of patients right where they are. Our expertise covers all therapeutic areas. We support you from protocol design to lab development, safety monitoring, and successful product registration. We understand the challenges of developing new treatments, from immuno-oncology to gene therapies. Our investment in AI, machine learning, and automation provides a comprehensive digital solution portfolio to support your clinical research needs, ensuring smooth adoption and implementation. From data integration and analysis to real-time data access, ICON offers the tools and platforms you need to enhance collaboration and productivity. At ICON, our reputation is built on partnerships that advance medicine and make a real difference. We believe the future of clinical development lies in evolving today's best practices to meet tomorrow's challenges. ICON, transforming trials, improving lives, and enhancing R&D ROI.
Ubic Labs provides AI-powered data integration and analysis tools, enabling non-technical users to streamline operations, improve decisions, and gain insights from multiple data sources. But more about that will tell you John Berg, Chairman and CEO at Ubix, or rather John Berg's AI avatar.
Hi, I'm Johnny AI, John's AI avatar. I'm here to give a quick demonstration of capabilities and how to solve problems using Ubix. One of the most common challenges businesses face is dealing with fragmented data. Imagine reducing integration times from months to seconds, allowing for immediate unification of data across your enterprise. Within Ubix, it's very easy to connect into your different source systems with simple credentials, pull in the data dictionary, and start to talk to any of the data within that system using Ubix. You can also load experimental data by browsing and connecting into your data stores on your computer. Once connected, you have access to all of your data within the different workspaces within Ubix. What I'm showing you is a platform where you can manipulate and analyze data without writing a single line of code. Ubix offers a user-friendly interface that opens up advanced AI and analytics to a broader audience, including business analysts, managers, and executives. You can sign up, start connecting systems, and working with your data on the same day, ensuring a seamless transition to using AI in business processes. UBix allows you to easily solve real business problems. I'll go into a product forecast workspace. I'm working with an online electronic store's sales orders, and I'm creating a solution. Once I select here from the different canvases, I can actually access the data that I want to add to a given workspace. I can have as many solutions and as many data sets as I want to work with. I've selected the various columns within the system, executed on the data which creates the pipe to then train the model. And very quickly, we're able to select the sales order information, training the correct model for a forecast, selecting the targets to predict, selecting the document date, selecting the product segment. So I can predict over the many segments that I have within this data set to provide a daily prediction over a full year. And that gives me the results here that allow me to experiment across all the targets, see how the forecast performed against all segments, and interact with whatever data that I want within the screen. And all of these charts and visualizations are interactive. Once you're done building an application, you can productionize it and bring it to life within solution space. If you can imagine it, you can build it and easily socialize to the right stakeholders, making AI available to everyone. With the introduction of ChatUbix, our intelligent solution to generative AI for business, we're completely removing the barriers typically associated with AI adoption. Everything I just demonstrated can be brought to life with a simple chat conversation. ChatUbix allows you to talk to your data, visualize it, and autonomously builds complete analytics workflows and applications tailored to specific business challenges and productionizes them for long-term benefit, offering a level of autonomous, secure, and dynamic AI application that is unmatched in the market. And so that's a very quick demo showcasing what Ubix does. I'm Johnny AI, and Ubix is here to make AI available to everyone. Thank you.
NADPH is a non-profit organization reducing health disparities, improving public health, and cutting healthcare costs through innovation ecosystems in AI, biotechnology, and STEM technologies. And here is their video.
Good health is fundamental to life and a basic right for all Americans. However, despite focused efforts to make health equity a national priority, real and significant disparities in disease incidence and health outcomes continue to exist in certain demographic groups, and these communities are not afforded the same access to promising innovations in health technology and medical advancements as others. This not only worsens public health in the U.S., but places an enormous financial strain on our healthcare system, threatening our national economy. This makes health disparities a national crisis. Dr. Alex Carlisle is the chairman of the National Alliance Against Disparities in Patient Health, also known as NADPH. NADPH is a minority-led health research and community outreach organization focused on health disparities and improving health outcomes as a direct-to-community organization. NADPH has been recognized and funded by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the National Institutes of Health, and others to help community members equitably participate in the health data ecosystem, help navigate health technology, and raise their understanding about the many factors affecting their quality of health and healthcare. This is all a part of their mission to bridge the gap in access to precision-based healthcare, working hands-on in the community. NADPH is identifying risk factors to reduce maternal health disparities, working with communities to leverage AI and data, leading efforts to increase ethical participation in clinical trials, and helping historically Black colleges and universities and other minority-serving institutions participate in and apply artificial intelligence. Thank you very much for your time and participation in this effort. We deeply appreciate your commitment and dedication to making a difference. Your involvement is crucial, and it truly means a lot to us. By joining forces, we can make significant strides towards creating a more inclusive and fair system. Together, we can help level the playing field and provide more equitable access to healthcare for all. Your support is invaluable, and together, we can inspire change and improve lives.
And last but definitely not least, Safe Health partnered with Mayo Clinic creates solutions to close gaps in remote healthcare using FDA compliant connected diagnostics to enhance care delivery experiences. And we have with us Dr. Nada Milosavljevic, CMO at Safe Health, who will tell you more about what they do.
Welcome from all of us at Safe Health. I'm Dr. Nada Milosavljevic, the Chief Medical Officer at Safe, and I'd like to take a few moments to introduce you to Safe Health and provide a brief introduction. Safe Health is an innovator in connected diagnostics, AI machine learning, and digital health technology. Our platform solutions have been developed in partnership with the Mayo Clinic and have been deployed at the FDA in industry-leading organizations such as Pfizer and United Health Group. SAFE brings extensive experience in highly regulated environments. We are part of the FDA's Open CDX initiative. As an ecosystem partner, we enable data integration capacity to support pre-market and post-market regulatory processes. We're also involved in a broader FDA initiative to improve the use of real-world data in regulatory decision-making. One aspect that is core to our mission is to enable real-world data collection and standardization, which addresses a key industry problem of limited integration and data visibility. In doing so, we offer our solution to execute on consistent and standardized real-world data collection from connected diagnostics to support both pre-market and post-market submissions, emphasizing data quality, traceability, and relevance for regulatory needs. This unlocks previously siloed health data and empowers healthcare and test manufacturers with integrated healthcare solutions. We have developed patent-pending AI-enhanced regulatory analytics for real-time integration. Through our AI-implemented system, using CVML, computer vision machine learning technology, to enhance regulatory analytics and support the real-time data integration, focusing on improving accuracy, enabling scalable post-market surveillance, and advancing predictive analytics for regulatory science. At SAFE, we believe R&D and pilot initiatives between researchers, healthcare providers, diagnostic test developers, and digital health technology providers is critical for developing new tools and approaches needed to foster innovation, improve health equity, and patient engagement, also to strengthen post-marketing surveillance of regulated products and enhance public health preparedness and response capabilities. With that, I thank you for your attention and good luck at the hackathon.
Huge thank you to our guests for being here today and preparing videos for our participants. This is a great opportunity to get to know your companies and initiatives a little bit better. And most of all, thank you for being a part of Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator Hackathon. Talking about the hackathon itself, let me now tell you a few words about the challenge, pricing, and the judging criteria. Lokahi in Hawaiian means harmony, unity, or balance. It emphasized the idea of creating a sense of integrity and cooperation for common purpose. Lokahi Healthcare Accelerator unites care, payments, public health, and research into AI-driven ecosystem, enhancing privacy, health outcomes, and equity. And the key objective for this hackathon is to develop innovative AI solution or microservices for recommended healthcare domains or conditions. And you can find the list of those recommended areas on the event page of this hackathon. We are going to judge your projects based on 4 criteria. Application of technology, so how effectively you integrated chosen models into the solution, the originality and creativity in addressing the challenge, the potential impact and the business value, and the final pitch presentation of your project. When it comes to the prizes, top 3 winners will receive some amazing cash prizes. The winner of the first place will get $3,000. For the second place, you will receive $1,500. And the third place will win $500. And to all participants, do your best, because it's not only about winning the prizes. This hackathon is very special, and your ideas has potential to become something that will have true impact on lives of many people. And to help you to achieve that, Milliman MedInsight provided an exclusive data set that gives you a comprehensive view of healthcare operations, focusing on member demographics, enrollment details, healthcare services, and provider information. We have prepared for you the usage guide for these datasets. You can find the link to this guide on the hackathon page, or save this link from the slide. And how to get access to this dataset. First, you need to fill out short form. You can scan this QR code or go to our event page to find the link. When you do that, you will receive an email with the link that will allow you to download everything what you need. All right, in this part, I'll walk you through the process of taking part in the hackathon. Those who took part in our hackathons before, you can relax for a few minutes, but those who are here for the first time, I recommend listening carefully, because the steps I'll be mentioning will help you to find the teams and submit your project. First of all, I would like you to meet our amazing mentor leads who will be assisting you throughout the whole hackathon. You can ask not only technical questions, but also those business related. So don't hesitate to contact them. They will be waiting for you on the Discord server, and here are their usernames. Now, what does the process of taking part in the hackathon look like? First of all, you need to either join the team or create your own. You can of course make the project solo, but trust me, it's much more fun if you can share that experience with others. And then you will be able to create a private Discord channel to be able to communicate with your team. You can use different communication channels, it's all up to you. But remember that all the support we provide during this hackathon is happening there, and it's easier to contact mentors. We recommend you to come up with 2-3 concepts for your application, and then ask mentors for review, for feedback, and for the green light to start with your project. From that moment, start building your prototypes, cooperate with each other, deliver your tasks, and at the end of the hackathon, submit your solutions and product presentation on LabLab AI platform. Remember that the presentation is very important because it will form the first impression of your project on the judges, so don't underestimate that step as well. If you want to read more about the submission guide, about the whole process, go to our platform and you can find their LabLab AI guide that covers everything that I just mentioned. Creating your profile on LabLab AI platform and filling it up with your information is super important. First of all, because you might encounter some issues with submitting your project if you don't do that properly. And second of all, LabLab AI is a great networking space, and your profile is basically like your portfolio that will be visible for your teammates. And so share your achievements, share your social media, and let people to get to know you better. After creating your account and enrolling to the hackathon, you will be able to create your team. To do that, press the button on the event page and you'll be transferred to your dashboard where you will be able to create your team. But if you're looking for a team, just scroll down and you will see the list of teams that are currently looking for members. Remember in order to see this list, you first need to connect your Discord account. If the team is looking for members, use the chat window to communicate with them. You can introduce yourself and ask if you can join, or use button Join Team and wait for team leader's approval. As I mentioned before, if your team has 2 or more team members, you will be able to create your own Discord channel that will allow mentors to communicate with your team. On your team page, you will also see the toggle to call for help. If you'll use it, mentors will receive notification and will jump into your channel as soon as they can. And talking about mentors, they are available for you throughout the whole hackathon, and you can find them on the Discord servers. And don't forget to use tag mentor because it will make it much more easy to filter your queries. There are many Discord channels that might be useful for you during this hackathon. There are channels where you can ask for help, look for important information, but also those where you can introduce yourself to the community, and many, many more. So make sure to check what's there, because I'm sure you'll find something for yourself. All right, at the end of the hackathon, you will have to submit your project. What we require from you is the product description, pitch presentation, and the GitHub link with the demo. Remember that your presentation cannot be longer than 5 minutes, and please make sure that your demo link is working, because if you will be missing any of the deliverables, your project won't be eligible for evaluation. If you want to read more about the submission guidelines, scan this QR code and you will find article with all detailed description. Before the deadline, you will have to submit your project through the submission form using this button, and you will find it on your team page. One more article worth mentioning. We have prepared for you some tips on how to be successful at the hackathon. You'll find there seven steps to crafting a winning business idea, from brainstorming to execution. And you can find it by scanning this QR code. Okay, that was it when it comes to the platform walkthrough. So now it's time for our second discussion panel, opportunities for improving health via the Hawaii Statewide Health Transformation Initiative.
Hi, Matthew Holt, and with respect to I run the healthcare blog, and with respect to this group, I am the executive director of the EP3 Foundation, which is designed to help spread the idea of quantum privacy and collaboration around data. And big part of this whole Hawaii transformation initiative. So I have with me a group of clinical folks. This is the panel where we're going to discuss the sort of clinical implications of what we can do with this new types of data. And who do I have? I have Jack Lewin, who runs the Department of Health in Hawaii. Ira Klein, who's a senior executive in a newly public diagnostic company. Adam Halbridge, who is also in Hawaii, who's with ICON, one of the largest clinical research organizations in the world. And Chris Cruttenden from SafetyNet Connect, which is he'll correct me and get this right, but it's a remote care specialty access organization which is working in many different states in the US. So we're going to start. And we also have coming, somewhat of a surprise, Dr. Sanjay Juneja, who is also with this session with Jack, talking about what exactly is going on in Hawaii. What is the data integration project about? What is the CMS grant doing? And what are the opportunities for doing clinical improvement in health in Hawaii?
Thank you, Matthew. It's great to be here with Adam and Ira and Sanjay and Chris, all kindred spirits. So, Hawaii is in a unique place because we have a very innovative, talented governor who is a physician. He and I are kindred spirits. He recruited me to come back to Hawaii, where I was director of health and a physician for many years, to kind of reignite the quest for system reform. The U.S. healthcare non-system that we all live in is a hodgepodge of administrative complexities and competing entities. It's to navigate it is daunting. But we live in the information age. So why in Hawaii, where we have 1.5 million people and we have a limited number of players, 3 big hospital systems, a handful of large medical groups, and it's easier to get your arms around the insurers, the hospitals, the doctors, and the consumer groups who really want to make change here. So this is the time for change, and it's going to be data driven, and it's going to be built around a cutting edge of science using artificial intelligence, new ways of looking at monitoring our own physiology and health status, so that every citizen has some access to information about a compendium of their own health information and a path towards staying healthy and well, regardless of their genetics and their lifestyle. That's what we're trying to build here. We actually want to take the 3 competing major programs everywhere in the country, namely commercial insurance for most people who have private insurance, wrapped around that Medicaid and Medicare. And really there are the exchanges and there are some other programs. Those are the 3 big programs. At the end of the vision here in Hawaii, Medicaid, Medicare, and commercial insurance will all be paying the same, whatever the means of payment is, the same value back for any citizen in the state for any service. So in essence, the whole thing will look seamless in terms of from the patient's point of view, from the doctor's point of view, from the hospital's point of view. We're going to build that through information technology systems and by really, ferreting out the waste in the public programs so that they're able to be commensurate with the private programs. So that's a big vision. But the other part of this is really using technology and AI to help us as individuals and as populations of people stay healthy and get healthier. So we're really excited to have you here for this Lokahi Hackathon because it's going to be exciting. And at the end of this, we're going to discover some things that we didn't know before all together. Really exciting. Thank you for being part of it.
So Jack, go a layer deeper into sort of the data that you are collecting and talk to us a little bit about some of the potential use cases and issues that you've seen, as you've been looking across Hawaii that could be solved once you start putting this data together and start working on it with AI and new forms of technology.
Right. Well, thanks, Matthew. The legislature kindly gave the State Health Planning and Development Agency, which I run here attached to the governor, the right to claim all the data, at least the claims data, from every insurer in the state. So we're collecting that data. We have about 3/4 of the population already under management. So we've got that source of data. We're partnering with the Health Information Exchange here in Hawaii. And then we're looking also with a data system called Laulima that comes out of the hospital's system. And so we've got these 3 big sources of data right now that we can begin to look at, how are we doing in some of the big areas of morbidity and mortality? Cancer, heart disease, diabetes would be 3 obvious targets for us to take on right now. And there are many others that we could add to this. But, if we look across the country, we're not using all the information that we have in terms of genetic information, in terms of biomarkers, to help us understand the specific individuality we all have as human beings with respect to these and many other kinds of morbidity and mortality. But if we just targeted those 3, I think this would be super exciting. There's another kind of quest here, which is to allow people to age at home rather than in nursing homes, which now cost $250,000 a year per bed. Think about how we could design systems that really reach into the home and help people stay healthy and well and alert them when maybe they need some additional help and expertise. We're doing a whole lot of exciting things, but it's all around systematically improving population health using data and really smart people like all of you.
Brilliant. So you mentioned a number of big issue areas there. One of the things that I know is true is that people don't think about, but Hawaii and much of America and much of the world is very rural, right? Once you get outside big cities, there's lots of problems delivering care. So I want to go to Chris, because I want you to tell us, Chris, a bit about what Safety Net Connect does in terms of getting access to care and how you make that work, and then why is what's going on in Hawaii interesting to you?
Yeah, so we serve quite a few different Medicaid groups around the country. A couple just to name a few is LA County, this whole state of Colorado, Inland Empire Health Plan, San Bernardino, Riverside, and you have a combination of urban, suburban, rural, and even frontier. And the problem is that there's limited access to specialty care, especially in a managed care system. And oftentimes these wait times can be 6 months to almost a year. So what we've done is we've created a system where we augment whether we use the existing specialists with our specialists or we bring in our whole team, and we basically create capacity across the whole environment or area. And we do this by allowing PCPs to work with our specialists in a co-managed state. So instead of just referring a patient over the wall, and oftentimes they would get to the specialist and have to do more tests and another visit, a lot of the work can be done right in the medical home. And there's nice things to that because it's culturally sensitive to that patient. It's probably closer to where that patient is. And you can alleviate extra visits and sometimes even resolve all the issues right there. And so we do this across regions, and Hawaii is the perfect scenario to bring in this specialty access system especially because you have Honolulu as maybe a center, but you have Kauai, the Big Island, Maui, where people have to fly back and forth, and we can help co-manage those situations.
Really excellent. We need that so badly, Chris, because we have a workforce shortage here to begin with. We're the highest cost state in terms of cost of living, cost of housing, and that really doesn't help in the recruitment of doctors. We do give loan forgiveness for new professionals who come here to work with us, but I think having the ability to connect specialists in primary care in real time with a real patient is an exciting way to advance the whole delivery system. Very exciting.
And Chris, tell me a bit about, speak a little bit about your interest in getting involved in the overall consortium we got building here, in terms of how you think the data might be used to sort of further the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so eConsult is very, very successful. We just got a CMMI grant from CMS to do the whole state of Colorado, and they do 90% matching, and they are offering it up to other Medicaid. So it works really well, but I see gaps, and the gaps are data. And oftentimes we either have specialists who don't want to read some of these pretty ill patients that have 100+ pages, or there's missed opportunities to get advice from a specialist. And that's where I see this data, AI looking at it, if there's a scribe there, actually even understanding if at that point, if there could be an e-consult done at that moment. I'm pretty excited about it. We've been looking at it for a lot of our different groups that we're working with. And this is a huge opportunity to even make it better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for different people to come at this with fresh approaches, using AI, using other tools to figure out, combining that data and services on top, and enhancing the ones that people like you are already doing. Talking about AI data and stuff, a big part of healthcare is diagnostics. IRA is clinical research. Adam, tell us or give us a word or two about what ICON does, and then explain why, again, you're interested in getting involved in this overall program.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. This dovetails nicely with what the panel has been speaking to. Adam Halbridge, 15 years ICON. ICON's a CRO. We run studies and research from phase 1 to phase 4 and post-marketing for all biotech and pharma around the world. My background leading the clinical trial tokenization data and building out and leading the eClinical suite of IoT tools and solutions. So what is really unique about this opportunity, what's very interesting to bring the team in, is the geographic distribution, the patient journey. So looking at longitudinally, bidirectionally through tokenization or some sort of aggregation of the data. How did these folks how did the patients get there? And when we're treating them for that specific individual, could we go in the data and find 20,000, patients or individuals just like that person or that patient? So we know that, per se, if you walk off the top of a building, off of a roof, what happens. We don't need to run that study or go through that cycle of treatment. We can leap ahead, reduce, resource utilization on the system, reduce costs, travel time, and then all of the devices that really speak to the rural communities here in Hawaii, as an example. You don't have to have someone come in just to do a blood pressure and an O2. So there's a lot we can do here with all these different tools, the data, the devices, the AI, the engines that tell us the so what of putting all these things and mechanisms out there and process. This is the so what. It's the analytics. It's the outcomes. How do we improve lives and make it better than the standard of care today?
So great vision. And we talked obviously about remote monitoring as part of clinical trials is a big deal. We've heard a lot about that in the last few years, and I don't know how much of dealing with that data is actually happened. I'm not as close to it obviously as you are, but there's can you dig in and give some specific issues around clinical trials and clinical research that are big problem areas that this type of combination of AI plus data might be able to fix?
Sure. So one of the biggest problems is finding potential participants to enroll.
Sure.
Hawaii is really unique, where you have lots of different multinational kind of melting pot to pick from. The indications Jack mentioned, and heart disease, and like NASH. Um, you have lung cancer, for example, is very prevalent, specific with an Asian population. That's a high density here. I have a lot of experience personally dealing with that here in Hawaii and neighbor island as well. I think identifying and being able to provide active surveillance, and also leveraging AI and real world data to very quickly, get a genomic test done and see what kind of markers there might be and what in populations just like those potential participants in studies, what are those outcomes, and really to get them in and provide research and as a healthcare solution, as a service, um, for free for those that really need it. So I think enrollment is key. I think offering that, being to expedite studies and move to the next phase of research is what's exciting for our clients, the sponsors, the pharma.
Fantastic. I mean, so let's stay on that for a bit, just as we wrap here. What I'd like to hear from everybody is a couple of, whether you want to call it use cases for hackers or issue areas, or what are the things that you think putting together what we've got, right? A combination of new types of claims data from different places, AI tools, privacy and data exchange tools. And obviously, Adam, you've already been involved in that for a lot already with the tokenization stuff. What are some of the areas where you think you can, where you'd hope that we can make a real difference relatively quickly? So let's go round. I'll just in no particular order. I'll start with you, Chris. I mean, where do you think we could make some big leaps if we started putting this effort together, not only in Hawaii, but also then, branching out from Hawaii later?
Well, selfishly, for my product, I would love to have an AI scribe in the doctor's office that takes the information, summarizes it, and then triggers the need for an e-consult or televisit if that is something that is important for better treatment of that patient. I mean, that would be amazing and next level for us.
So you're talking about an AI tool that can basically look at what's going on in the clinical note and extract, which hopefully will be generated by an AI scribe, and there are many of them about these days, that could generate the kind of clinical pathway that gets them to, the remote consult you're talking about.
Yeah, our biggest problem is, unfortunately, PCPs have more and more stuff to do every day, and we need to basically offload some of this stuff, and this would be something that would really, really help them and create more efficiencies for access to specialty care. So,
all right, you've been looking at this initiative for a long time. What are the things that you hope could come out of this relatively quickly?
Well, I think of AI as top down or bottom up, and I think the top down is let's solve the world's problems, but bottom up is let's do it one mundane task at a time. And I'd like to start on bottom up tasks. And to follow Chris's theme, it would be great if we could look at the policies of the major insurers. And Jack correctly pointed out that Hawaii is captive to only a few big insurers. HMSA is the Blue Cross plan. Kaiser Permanente has a large footprint. We have a significant VA presence. And then we have the state level facilities that help administer both Medicaid and the federal Medicare programs. It would be great if we could look at the prior auth and pre-cert policies of HMSA and Kaiser and have those specific language data elements matched to a clinical note that I know that we can do. We have a tool called Workbench that has the clinical notes on the patient. We'd love to be able to automatically fill out forms so that doctors can submit cases quicker, pathologists can be alerted, and if I was to ask for a stretch goal, maybe we could link in some of the people who work on the finance side to get us the ability to organize a financial assist form, because patients need that too. So that's some minor, easy stuff.
Very, very easy, which is why it hasn't been solved in US healthcare for the last 50 years. But anyway, Sanjay, give us an idea about what you'd like to see come out of this. I assume on the cancer side.
Yeah, I mean, this might come from left field a little bit, but it's really the concept of like moral injury, and I think collective and individual moral injury, and how you define tragedy. So, like, tragedy is in one way what the universe, the challenges we have, and how challenging cancer is, and how some cancers are worse than others. But the thing that really hurts as a physician, and I think anyone in healthcare, is when some bad outcome happens that could have been avoided or prevented sooner or anything else. And I think that's where, AI and data kind of earmarking can really help. I mean, we don't like to say it, but there's human fallibility and all kinds of workflows and processes. And that I think to put that patient with this unique, pharmacogenomic profile, whether they're Hawaiian or Indian, from two parts of India, like I am 50-50, to just quickly get the analysis and the data results to potentially help everyone in the future. So if you don't remember to do that, then you could miss someone. If you don't remember that this random mutation, now, really dictates that a better survival, approach is possible compared to a year ago, and it slips. Those are true tragedies that I think viscerally we kind of take home. And I think that's where AI and really integrating data or the different components, where physicians do a lot of just glorified retrieval of things or connecting dots. And it isn't really this high IQ thing, but just identifying on 12 different parameters and seeing if it fits into 4 different buckets all the time. You're going to mess up. But that mess up or that delay is a patient, an individual, a father, a mother, and that's where I think let's just get that right first on all the things that we do have in our advancements and scientific understanding, and make that super tight. Like, everyone deserves that. And then therefore, after that, innovation and just doing it all better collectively can start to happen.
Great idea. Adam, on the clinical research side, what are something that people can dig their teeth into?
So I think showing an example, doing it as comparative arm, a sub-study, a pilot, to actually, the proof is in the pudding, just do it and get those stakeholders that are first movers to show this works, but also to work in the big company, the data privacy, and that's where the rubber hits the road for a lot of the big pharma, biotech, and even CROs that run the studies and hire the oncologists and all the above. To get them to move, we have to serve up, here's what worked, and it's the demand pull from the client, from the pharma that's helping those individuals, but also internally getting the kind of green light to move forward with this and make it, a kind of a sea change of doing business in a giant corporation such as Icon.
All right, so it's an interesting concept of, what can you show that works that might chip away and get those big organizations to move. Jack, last word to you. If you had to solve a couple of, you had one thing to solve or one thing to work on, what would you pick?
I love what these other colleagues have already shared. Let's demonstrate all that here. And I think, most of us know what the future of healthcare is going to look like, because, we've seen the Starship Enterprise. You've got one doctor and one nurse and a lot of amazing technology. So maybe that's the future. But, why are they there? Why do we have the doctor and the nurse even at that point with the technology? Because you need high tech and high touch. You need something that actually reaches out to people in a way that is human and uniquely human. So let's get a personal health compendium where everybody has all their own health data ready at any time to be shared with all the specifics and detail that's needed. Let's create advanced primary care with behavioral health and social determinants built in, and really help people stay healthy. Let's extend that to home and community-based services for kupuna, older people, and let's use data, AI, to make us aware of how we're doing at every stage along the path. And so this is a really exciting time to get really universal access to high quality, equitable, affordable care for everybody in one state, saving a lot of money with where we waste money currently by not being as effective and sharp and up to date as we could be. And then let's let that spread across these United States, because our U.S. healthcare non-system needs help.
Fantastic, Jack, and thanks to you for bringing us to Hawaii and bringing this effort to Hawaii. You're going to be hearing, those of you listening to this, are going to be hearing a lot more about how the actual hackathon is going to be working, what you can work on, what the tools are, what the data sets are, and all the rest of it coming up. But hopefully this gave you some inspiration from these folks working in clinical care as to where the problems are, where we could see some solutions to be fixed. And hopefully, as Jack said, we can start making a real difference quickly in Hawaii, and hopefully that idea will spread from there. All right, that's our clinical panel signing off. I'm Matthew Holt. I want to thank Chris Cruttenden, Ira Klein, Dr. Sanjay Juneja, Adam Halbridge, and Dr. Jack Lewin. And we will enjoy the rest of the weekend in the hackathon. And we don't forget, this is an ongoing effort. All of these organizations are deeply bought into this, and we'll be looking to work with all of you out there as you build stuff in the future, as you heard today. So you'll be able to contact all these organizations. The EP3 Foundation is going to turn into a kind of a clearinghouse to help you with that, as are the folks at LabLab and New Native. So we're really looking forward to this whole effort. And that's the end of our panel.
Mahalo, hui ho.
I don't even know what that meant, but thank you, Jack.
Thank you very much, everyone. That was great. And I think it's time to start wrapping up our today's kickoff. Don't forget about the Q&A session on Discord tomorrow, 7th of December at 7 a.m. Hawaiian time. And don't forget to follow our social media to stay up to date for this and future hackathons. So you can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, X, Facebook, and on Discord. And once again, I would like to say big thank you to our today's guests and to you for being here. I would like to wish you a happy hacking, good luck with your projects, and we see each other on the winner stream. Bye, everyone.